What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy. We are live on location at Levels in Centerline. They got some great specials going here today. If you come on out, make sure you mention Woodward Sports. Get you 10% off there. But we are back at it on Woodward Sports, Big D Energy. He is Joique Bell. He is Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Flint's very own Arturo on the road with the show as well, but we're happy to have everybody back along for the ride. It's a big-time football Friday. We got it all for you guys. We'll talk Lions, Michigan, Michigan State, Big Ten football. Old Uncle Neal Ruhl is going to get you right, too. Coming up later on in the show, the Get Right special, late night, Saturday night, 2-0. Go back and watch the tape. You know, I'm not making this stuff up. You guys have been here for it.
That late night special. Tune in. Midnight.
Boy, are you hot, too. You're vibing it the way
and
that
I told you guys
Thursday
last night
didn't feel.
Joique, I told you this last night. Washington was a trap, man. I know they won, but in some places they didn't win. You feel me?
How did they win? What was the score?
That doesn't matter. What matters is the point spread, Joique, and that 3 and a hook.
We got to remember, Joint's not a gambler, so 3 and a hook
doesn't mean anything to him.
You and I,
you guys out there know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you guys do. No, but
right. They didn't cover the spread.
Yeah, they didn't cover the spread. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of people that are disappointed with that, Joique. We'll just say it like that, and then we'll move on, right?
Oh, okay. The fans of the Washington football team are ecstatic right now because when they, 10 weeks, 13 weeks from now, no one's going to say, oh, they only won by 1 point. They're going to say they won. Oh,
sure.
That's my read.
Look, that was some quick work there by Joique.
But it was a much more entertaining game, and back and forth. And
I will say that. I will say that.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting that was going to be a dog.
Anybody else think that, love Kenny Golladay when he was here, but he went to the Eric Ebron School of Catching last night.
And then he's the one screaming at Daniel Jones, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I saw there was screaming going on, not just in the Detroit Lions sideline. This week there was some heat going on, but what a bad feel. Like, here's the one thing that I liked, right? The resilience and perseverance of Heineke after throwing that. Oh, my God. How do you throw a pick there, even though I'm not a football guy, with just over the 2 minute when you're ahead to do that? But to come back and put them in position and to win the game, that says resilience and, to Ron Rivera and the culture that they're having there. And I got what I saw. I saw Chase Young running wild, and I saw almost guys getting decapitated. So I was entertained.
Yeah. You know what, though? I'm not going to – that was a great play on by the DB. No one's expecting him to go around right there because that's a big risk because he doesn't get that pick or he doesn't knock that ball down. That's an explosive play right there. That's an explosive play in a crucial part of the game. And the guy said, you know what, we need to play right now. He took that chance. He took it, and he capitalized on it. But I'll tell you who didn't capitalize. Their offense didn't capitalize.
Steve Brown on our YouTube chat. Remember, you can get involved on our YouTube chat thread. Send us tweets as well. Our Twitter handles are down at the bottom of the screen. Periodically, you can send tweets also. But Steve Brown says, I felt the pain of the Washington football team, quote, losing last night. So see, Joique, it's real in those streets for some folks.
You know what? Good morning,
Steve. I tried to tell you.
You know what? I think back at that because it always your vibe. Because yesterday when we were talking about this, and I brought up Giants plus 150, and you were like, no, I'm not going there. You had it. If that's called the middler, you could have middled that one hard.
Yes, you could have. Would you have, Joique?
And then and Saquon, I think this was a good game for him. Came out, had a couple of explosive plays, stay healthy.
It seemed like they shut him down a little bit there. Yeah. Like they had a target in mind of what they wanted to do.
They did what they were supposed to do with him.
I think I was encouraged by what I saw because he looked explosive and he looked like that Saquon, and we're not going to lose our top guy, our most explosive star in the week in this week. Anyway, so
yeah,
I thought they were smart that way.
And Jones, he did a good job managing. I mean, that pick at the end of the game was the only turnover of the game. That was the only turnover of the game, and he did a good job kind of managing.
Well, it wouldn't be a Giants game if Daniel Jones didn't have a turnover. I mean, he's got to be on brand.
But it wasn't really a fumble on brand. Yeah. Was it?
That's true. Did tiny hands come into play? We don't know. But on our YouTube chat thread, as we were talking about, Tammy Chin says, Red Wings, Neal. Red Wings prospects beat the Dallas Stars prospects 5-4 in Traverse City. Get hype, everyone.
There they are. Let's go.
Go
1-0.
nuts.
1-0. Count them all, whatever it is. But I think, looking at that, some of the young, the stars, the Lucas Raymonds, the Chase Pearsons, the Russian, and Kirill, so they call him the Russian because I can't pronounce his last name. But, what I like to see is there's something down the road. So win's a win.
Yeah, absolutely. MPWMU says hard pass on Danny Dimes. He's pretty polarizing, isn't he?
For what?
What? I tell you this.
You think he's polarizing?
I'm going to tell you this. When he had that long run yesterday, he didn't fall.
although Heineke toe picked himself there almost into a fumble, but I don't know, entertaining game. It just got back to me to your question beginning of the show yesterday was who's looking forward to tonight's game, and I was certainly entertained. I don't know if it changed did the game last night change your demeanor?
Here's the thing.
Because your attitude yesterday morning about NFL football going into Thursday
No, about
night,
that NFL football game.
I get it, but
that NFL football game.
Did you come out of there?
See, here's the thing, and this isn't going to be popular, so everybody just get ready. There's a difference between good and close. Like a good game, I'm talking about a high-level game.
Could be entertaining. Were you entertained? Were you entertained?
It was a close game.
Trying to be entertained.
It was
I got a feeling that you went in there with the Tom Mazaway attitude that no matter what, I'm not going to come out of here like smiling. It's still the worst division, and the team.
Well, it is.
I get it.
Yeah, tell me your attitude changed about that, and I'll laugh right in your face, D-Mac.
No, my attitude never changed. But you know what? Sometimes when two DS teams,
they start off rocky though.
Dog crap.
I had
that text thread.
I understand,
out,
but when you
I
have
had that text thread out and ready to fire.
Right.
Listen, but when you have two teams that are garbage together in the same division that has spots, right? I turned that on, and exactly what I said yesterday. I saw that defensive line between Montez Sweat and Chase Young running around like. So my expectations, I guess, going in wasn't Kansas City, Cleveland,
right?
Wasn't Tampa Bay, Dallas.
Sure.
It was. I knew what to expect, and I saw what it is. I mean, I guess that's how I watch football.
And I get it. And like I said, hey, if you enjoyed it, I'm never one to question. Do what you like, man. If that's what you guys like, cool. I didn't think it was like quote-unquote high-level football. It was exactly what you said. That wasn't Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes. That wasn't Tom Brady and Dak Prescott. It wasn't. And you know what? Cool. If you guys like it, good for you. I was taking in some of the college action on ESPN because I'm like that. I'm a college sycophant.
I'm tell you this guy came in, stepped up for his team. They lost their starting quarterback. Came in, he won the game. You know what I'm saying? So,
and did it in the NFL. You do it in the NFL, man.
Right.
You did it.
Yeah, he did it.
And I won't take that away from him.
We're the ones that here in Detroit talking about win by any means necessary, and we're going to complain about finding a way to win. We take that any day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what I liked the most about the night last night? And I was just talking about the little text thread that we have going for the show. Maz is on there. And I like the random Maz.
Wait, where?
It sucks being a Giants fan. It sucks being a Jets fan. It all sucks. That's what made it worth it. To me, that's what made it worth it. Was just to hear Matt say, you know what, it really sucks being a Giant fan. I hate that. But that's what I love.
But the Mets won. Did you check out the Mets 30 for 30? Good
Oh,
team.
did they make one? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here, let me give you the cliff notes of that one in case you missed it yesterday. The Mets 30 for 30. It's a 3-part series, I think, right? Part number 1. The Mets are a good team. Part number 2, the Mets did a lot of coke. Part number 3, they won the World Series.
Nice. Exactly.
That's it. Like there, I saved you a whole bunch of time.
Just summed up the 80s. You just summed up the whole 80s in every sport.
100%. But what about the Giants, though? Are they – and here's where this is a rough comparison. It's not exactly word for word in terms of the Lions and the Giants because the Giants have, all those Super Bowl championships. So it's not quite the same. But the Giants, man, are looking awful lion-like over the last couple seasons, aren't they? And, Saquon's a good player, but it's apparent it's never going to happen there. It's just – and they find new ways to lose.
So, the thing is, when you are a team like that, where do you start? Where do you start? Where do you start
They're spending $20 million on a tackle. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. I ask you that, Joique. Like, what do you do if I make Joique Bell the GM of the Giants tomorrow? How are you going to fix that, bro?
I'm gonna always start. This is my. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over and over. I'm gonna start in the trenches,
right?
And then I'm gonna work my way out. From the trenches to the quarterback, because the first thing you want is a quarterback that you can win with, a team can rally around, and then from there you got to build the trenches. A line that can protect him, and then defensively you need somebody in the trenches who's going to get after the quarterback. You need guys who's going to get after the quarterback. It's good when you can put four on the defensive line. You don't have to blitz and you're getting pressure on the quarterback consistently. And it's hard to win when you're not having that.
But you got Leonard Williams on the first year of a 3-year, $63 million contract. They're in trouble, bro. They are.
Yeah,
They're in trouble.
I always wonder, it makes me look at our team and go, I don't mind where we're at building. And it's just like
exactly.
where it goes to who's in charge. I'm glad Dave Gettleman is an RGM, and, that's a dumpster fire with cap and the contracts and stuff that they're going to run into. It puts us, I looked at it last night and said, I want our defense to be like Washington's. Well, that doesn't really happen unless you get 4 first-rounders like they've got. But the fact is that the competition, to Joique's point, the fact is building the line. So that's what we heard since training camp, since Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have been here. We saw the compete from the start of the game to the end of the game, no matter what it was in between there. So it gives me something where I look at that New York team, and you ask me, and I go, I'm glad I'm a Lions fan right now, and I haven't said that in a long time. So
it is. It's all relative, right? Like, we get stuck in our little world with everything that's going on with the Lions. We're going to talk about them in their Monday night game coming up in just a few minutes. But, it is. I really did take stock of where the Lions are right now, and I was like, you know what? It ain't as bad as that.
No, it ain't as bad as that. And Chuck, let me address this. If you're a middle-of-the-road team, I don't get bringing in talent that won't help. Middle of the road in the NFL, in the NFC East, you're a champion. That's why you're talking about Cam Newton being there within a week or something. Have a good day, Gene. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, you wake up.
The fact is that why Cam Newton might be in, or why you put people in for middle teams.
Yeah, with the Giants, and that is different.
Not in the NFC East.
That's a great point. You're on your game today, D-Mac. That's a great point.
Let's just say, you know what? Always fully medicated.
he certainly is. But, Joique, that is a spot there with Cam Newton. That one game can be the difference with the Giants winning that division, even if it is 7-10.
Hold up.
I was thinking more of Washington.
Or Washington, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, is because that division, what's going to win it? 7-10?
7-10, good. Yeah.
Like we saw it last year. So there's a dogfight. Now you got.
That happens.
After seeing that I got to expect Dallas to come out. But you look at what happened yesterday. They lost Lawrence. They had injuries and stuff. They lost Leon Lett. Their offensive line coach has to have surgery. Went down. It's crazy. So I'd expect after watching last night that Dallas, the way they played the first week, would.
Yeah. Rack on our YouTube chat thread says, great looking shirt, D-Mac. Appreciate the support. The folks over at 20 by 20 that make vintage wrestling tees sent that over to D-Mac. They got a Cobo Arena one that's pretty sweet. So check them out if you get a chance.
Appreciate you.
But we're going to take a break. When we come back, I do want to get in to Monday Night Football game, man. Lions and Packers, where we're at with it, what we're thinking, everything that's going on with it. You can get in on the action for that Monday night game, can't you?
That's right. You sure can. I'm playing the role of DMAC today, here to tell you about MyBookie. Winning season returns at MyBookie.ag, and it's time to get in on the action. First-time players get started by doubling your first deposit, giving you the firepower to add excitement to the games that you love. College football odds, NFL lock of the season, over $500,000 in contest prizes live on site, making this a winning season, your best season ever with MyBookie. If you're going to want to bet, make sure that you go to MyBookie. Use the promo code Woodward. Get your first ever deposit match dollar for dollar. That's an extra money credited to your account instantly just for using the promo code Woodward. Make your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. We'll be right back right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Opa! Introducing Papa Romano's new Greek pizza. A tasty blend of bold Greek flavors and Mediterranean toppings, including feta cheese and Greek dressing. Get a large Greek pizza for a limited time for $16.99. Order now at paparomanos.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Welcome back. We are live at Levels Cannabis. They got great specials going on. If you walk in the door, just mention Woodward Sports. Get yourself 10% off your purchase, so slide on through, as Joique would like to say.
Pull up.
Pull up. Pull up to Levels Cannabis. We are here.
Oh, man.
Back at it here at Woodward Sports Network. This is Big D Energy. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell. D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house as well. But, Monday Night Football, man, it's where it's at. And speaking of where it's at, will be where it's at O'Toole's in Royal Oak on Monday night. The Riff Rockin' Lions pregame show live from 6 to 8 at O'Toole's in Royal Oak. The Jose Cuervo girls will be out there. They'll have Jose Cuervo drink specials, too. Pull up on that silver, man. 1,800.
Me and Joe go back.
You see those intense eyes.
Patron, though.
Yeah, pull up on that 1,800, man. Jose Cuervo 1,800.
There you go. Hey, have at it.
I'll ride with it,
there
man.
You go.
I'll ride with it.
Are we taking shots? Are we taking shots there?
I don't
Can
do
we take shots on
bro.
there?
No, I don't drink.
Huh?
I don't drink. I'll go bong
I got
rip
you.
or
Hey,
dab
Joique,
rip
I
or
got
dab rip,
Hey,
bro.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
We pour water in it and we say it's that. They don't know.
I don't say it's nothing other
say
than
it's
not
water.
booze.
We'll say it's water. We'll say it's.
Okay,
And
absolutely.
so it's a funny thing. So everybody knows that I don't drink, right?
Right.
So whenever I go out, I usually supply for the friends because I want them to have a good time. So I always tell the waitress, like, listen, pour water in mine, all right? And then she pours water in mine and put the lemon on there for everybody, So she
Dress it up.
And so it's funny. We're at I'm at a wedding in California, and at the wedding is my best friend. A friend of mine is marrying Kevin Hart's best friend. And so it's like a little small, intimate wedding. And I don't know he's recording. He's doing like a documentary, but I don't know that. So we're sitting like kind of next to each other, and they're doing a shot for the bride and groom. And this is right after the ceremony. And so I told the waitress, hey, listen, bring me a water and, a lemon. Put a lemon on it. And so she brings it to me, and, we take the shot of water, and I take the lemon as if I'm really drinking. But people who know me know I don't drink. And so,
Right.
And so a year or two later, I started getting these texts from Joique, I thought you didn't drink. I thought you didn't. I'm like, what are you talking about? And Kevin Hart dropped this new clip on Netflix called Don't F This Up. And so I think on the first or second episode, it shows me taking a shot with everybody, like on like national televised TV, and I'm just like, I gotta like plead my case, like that was just water. It was just water. It wasn't really liquor. So
Lesson is there's a camera everywhere, Joique.
like, and it was funny because we were talking and the conversation we were having. Somebody walked up to us and said, Mike, and I said, Captain, your mic isn't working. And I looked, I said, were you mic'd up this entire time we've been talking? He said, listen, I'm the editor. Nothing goes on that I don't want to go on. I said, okay, good. Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Monday night, Lions and Packers will be getting it on. And look, this is becoming, and you guys know where I'm at with it. This is a free roll for me. This is a chance to drive the stake into the heart of not only Aaron Rodgers, but the entire Packers franchise. Because if they go to 0-2 going out to San Francisco, they're up against it. And I truly believe that their season could be submarined if the Lions beat them. Now, I know they're a 10.5, 11-point underdog. I get that. Am I telling you, hey, take the mortgage payment and take the Lions on the money line and get 5-1? No, I'm not telling you that. Like, I wouldn't bet on it happening. But it's a free roll for me as a fan. I don't get these opportunities a lot, where you can just kind of free roll it. And if they get blown out, cool. They were supposed to get blown out anyway. We're 0-2. My quest for the number one draft pick continues, and, everything is great. But with all this being said, this storyline that's coming out of Lions camp, and the offensive line coach, Hank Fraley, said that Taylor Decker is the left tackle. When he comes back, he's the left tackle. And so, it's become a huge, huge storyline. This is what Hank Fraley had to say about it.
Panay's our right tackle, and Taylor. I'll just be honest, there's been no discussion on that stuff. And there's not, when we cross that road, or that bridge, but right now Taylor, in my mind's our left tackle, and Panay's our right tackle, and Taylor's not playing, Panay's the left tackle, and Matt Nelson's the right tackle, so that's how we're doing things, and, he's done a nice job.
So that was Lions offensive coach Hank Fraley, and he says, Joique, that Taylor Decker, when healthy, is a left tackle, and Penei Sewell is going to go back to right tackle. And, look, I know this is down the road because he's not coming back this week or next week or the week after, but it certainly is like it's a big part of the storyline right now as far as the Lions go.
Hey, let's see what happens, because this right here, right now, this is right now. Let's see what happens, 6 weeks down the line. Let's see what happens. And let's see if this is the same conversation we're having then. Because right now, he might not be lying. He might be telling the truth. This is what it is. When he comes back, he's the left tackle.
And that's something, Joique, I think in this today's day and age where everybody's like hard line, everything is odd or even, black or white, right or wrong. Like, for me, you're right. You're exactly right. I think today, as Fraley answers that question, today as he sat, that is the case.
That's the case.
But if Sewell comes out there and he's mercurial at the left tackle spot, and he's one of the best tackles in the league as a rookie.
He's excelling every
Shouldn't
week.
the answer be we'll see when Decker comes back? Let's just have the kid play and see if we're in a position. Wouldn't it be a blessing in disguise if you want to make him the left tackle? Like if you want to keep him there?
Let me give you a perfect example.
Yes.
All right. Going into 2015, I had the Achilles surgery.
Yeah.
Caldwell came out and said, Joique is our guy. He's going to be starting this year. Now, I got pulled off of PUP 3 to 4 days right before the first game of the season. No preseason, no practices, really. It's coming out. And after 3 weeks, I pulled myself because I wasn't performing. And then, I wasn't that guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that guy. We ended up bringing up Amir, and Amir became the primary back while I was recovering. And so at the point, I was that guy until I
weren't that guy.
Until I wasn't that guy. And so things happen. And so as of right now, Taylor Decker could be the number one if he was to come back in 8 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks. Then that's what it is. He's going to be that guy. But we'll see what happens in 4 to 5 weeks. I don't know how you take a guy who's playing at the highest level at a certain position and then move him. Because if that's the case, then what are we doing? What are we doing? Who's grading out higher right now? Who's playing better? I don't think you can take a guy who's playing at a high level in this league of men and say, we're going to move you back over here, even though you're doing well, but we're going to move you back over here where you wasn't playing well. What do you do?
Oh, you tell me, Joique. You lived in the world, man.
You know what I'm saying? But and that's the good part about being a player. You don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Like you go play your game, and you put that on the coaches. You make it hard for the coaches to make a decision.
100%.
Right.
Right. And so that's not even something I can answer because I'm not in the front office. But as a player, I'm gonna make you work hard at your job. You're gonna earn your paycheck, coach, GM. And then if they make the wrong decision, right? And then they bring Decker back, and he's not playing as well as Sewell was playing. Then what happens then?
You got a problem. Yeah.
And then what is? He's been out 6 to 8 weeks. Let's give him time. And now it's 3 to 4 weeks. He's still not playing at the same level Sewell wasn't. What do you do then? Do you swap him back out? Because you see what they did with Frank Ragnoff when they had him at guard, and then they put him at center where he should have been, and now he's one of the best in the league, if not the best center in the league. Because
the moral of the story is when you took Penei Sewell, and I've said this the first day I was on air here.
Example,
I've said this
right there.
from
Frank Ragnoff.
Every show I've been on, I've said this. Penei Sewell was drafted here to be a left tackle to put on a gold jacket in 10 to 12 years. That was the forecast. That was the plan.
Yeah, but didn't he have to be drafted as a right? Didn't they have to have this in the mindset before they drafted him with Decker being there, that even though they drafted him as the stalwart left, but they going into it, they had to think that they were going to try to start him at right.
Yeah,
before they drafted him, even though he fell.
Taylor Decker was already our left tackle.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But what we're saying, what they're doing is, listen, when Taylor Decker is on the tail end of his contract, hopefully Penei Sewell will be ready to take over that left tackle.
Yeah, but
right? But what happened was something happened to Decker, and then they put Sewell over there, and now Sewell's already ready for left tackle.
Yeah,
he's
like
already
right now already for center.
Yeah, right. But you know what? Could you bring a
blessing in disguise?
Yeah, exactly. And you look at what Coach Campbell was saying about Penei Sewell during the preseason. He needs some work. He's like every other rookie. He needs some work because he was playing out of position, and now you put him in this position, and now he's playing at a high level. So we see what happens.
Yeah, and with Taylor Decker too. And you know me, my mantra with the Lions, 2023.
Yeah, well,
right.
Yeah.
Like we're coming back at 2023.
That's pretty much the Detroit versus everybody 2023 return tour.
Absolutely, 2023 return tour. And as you look at Taylor Decker's contract, there's a potential out in 2023. Now that'd be a $12.5 million cap hit, but you can get out of that contract.
Well, that's that. Wait a sec. We're gonna pay that. Forget the 1.6 to the cap hit. That we can't handle that, but we can handle the $12 million cap hit.
There is more Calvin Johnson news. I know that it just keeps on coming. But Calvin Johnson's out doing the media rounds, and there is some more Calvin stuff to talk about a little bit later on. He was on the All the Smoke podcast, I believe, right? So we'll have that for you a little bit later on in the show. But it's not, Joique. It's like you said. It's a couple weeks away, but to Darren's point, I think Fraley goes down that road in terms of what he's saying, just from the simple standpoint of, as we sit today, because you can always walk that back, right, Joique? If you do make a change, you can. They say, well, you told me that Decker was the guy at left tackle. Yeah, that day he was.
Yeah,
things change.
Man, hey, think about this. Here's a great point. I appreciate Dom Rivera bringing this up. By the time Decker comes back, Sewell could possibly have guarded Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Aaron Donald. And then, right, if that comes in and him on the left side and you have tape on that, where
do you go?
Well, you can't go anywhere, but you may, or I don't know, maybe it gives you confidence to do whatever else, but so you're going to not only get tested while the big guy's out, right? So it's instead, here, throw you into the fire. Yeah, here's Nick Bosa. Oh, by the way, who's coming? Javarius Smith this weekend? I mean, who's
this is that I'm not lying. Honestly, guys, this is a heated topic. Let me cool it down with Northwestern Tech.
Ooh.
Start a new career in the industry that's always essential, the heating and cooling industry. To learn more today, go to northwesterntech.edu. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Big D Energy.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Call hallfirst.com.
Very proud of myself.
It was a great read, bro.
Welcome back.
Did you guys like the read? Did you guys like that Northwestern Tech read? I think I was pretty good.
Welcome back to Big D Energy. We are live at Levels Cannabis. Got some great specials going on here today. Pull up on us. Get 10% off. All you got to do is mention Woodward Sports, but we are back at it here on Woodward Sports Network with Big D Energy.
I got to bring this up, all right? I got to bring this up because that's sort of, what is that like? That's sort of like joint. You were supposed to run. The play was called
to the left,
to the
and
left,
you ran to the right.
But you shut it down and ran Barry Smith back and forth and took it all the way around to the right, and made 30 yards. Are you getting in trouble for that on the bench or like?
No, 30 yards is 30 yards.
No,
right?
30 yards, 30 yards.
Okay.
No,
okay.
30 yards.
So
is 30
suck it,
yards.
Art.
But let's be clear. He read 2 sentences that he's read for 6 months.
He didn't even read it. He did it off his memory.
Oh my God! Whoa, he broke the mold.
Someone's a hater.
Who drank their haterade on the way?
Hey, Art.
Wow, Art.
Art, don't hate the fact. Don't hate the fact.
Do you want to be good or you want to be great?
Yeah.
Stop it right
You want to be good?
He wants to be average, obviously.
Don't use my own sayings. That's not how this works.
Welcome to hell. I'm your captain.
Anyways, back to the captain.
Yeah, back to the captain. No, but it is though. It's an interesting. That is a great point by Don Rivera, by the way. I mean, if you roll through that, and you're spotless, Joique, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm sorry. You can lose your job to injury in professional sports, man. You can.
Yeah, it happens. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a man, and this is a man too that's done it to someone and had it happen to someone, right? Like, I mean, you've ran people down before, and then you've had the injury before, and you've seen it. You've seen it happen, man.
You know what? Yes, I had an injury because I couldn't perform the way that I wanted to perform.
Right.
So obviously I had an injury, but it's never been a time where I went into a game and I couldn't play the following week due to an injury. Unless it was some type of protocol like with concussion. Now, I couldn't play the following week. But as far as I've been blessed not to have any reconstructive surgery, so to speak. So I was blessed, not to have those type of injuries happen to me. But, this is a physical game. There's a lot of men out there. These are men.
There's some beef.
Yeah, it's honestly, man, when I didn't realize.
It's a man's game.
Right, it is. And you don't realize coming from college to the NFL how much of a change it is. Because you go from playing against, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, and now you're playing against, anybody from the age of 20 all the way up to the age of 40, 43, 44, like Tom Brady. So you're playing with grown men. And once you hit a certain age in your NFL career, then you get what they call that grown man strength.
Right.
That's what they call it grown man strength. And so I'm playing against a guy that's been in the league 6-7 years, and I'm a rookie. He has that grown man strength.
He's got 6 and 7 years of the best training available to man, the best nutrition available to man. You're in college. They don't.
Right, and then you coming in, and now you're solely relying on your athletic ability because if he's 6-7 years, now you're relying on your youth. Okay, I should be able to outlast this guy because he's a little bit older, but no, it don't work like that. I remember we're in this is the funniest thing. So we're in conditioning. We're doing our conditioning drills, and you have running backs together, you have DBs, you have receivers, and we all run our sprints together. And I remember Reggie was down a few yards from me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to stay down here because I know I'm not going to be able to keep up with Reggie, but, I'm going to push myself, but I know. And so Theo Riddick and Stephen Miller, they said, we got to go run with Reggie. We got to go run down there. I said, don't go down there. And they rookies. They want to get better. And I said,
they got caught in the Drapes trap.
Bro,
that's the Draper trap.
Listen, I said,
they don't want to get caught in the Draper vortex.
I
chased him around the track for years.
I promise you. I said, hey, don't you go down there. And I didn't say it loud because I didn't want to try to embarrass them in front of the rest of the time. But I told him, I said, listen, don't you go down there. That's a different type.
Okay,
that's
so
at least speed.
How many years in the league were you telling these guys? A couple of years, 2, 3?
I was about. This is probably going into my 4th year.
Okay, so you're like safe to say like a sophomore. So you know the way around. You know the landscape, and so it's like you're not like the wily veteran where you're going, boys, you don't want to do that. You ain't ready for that. You're going, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah, they're not ready.
No, because they don't know what they're getting into.
And I'm trying to warn them, and what we're doing is we're doing the ladder. So, run 10, line up on the 20, run 10 back, boom, run to the 20, line up on the 30, run 20 back, and you go all the way up to I think 50, and then you come back down. So by the time we got to 50 and we had to come back, we had 2 sets of down back. And by the time we came back for the first half, they were drenched. And they didn't win one time against Rich. Not one time did they win. And so when they came back, all you saw was sweat coming down. And you tired when you cross the leg and you put your hands on your hip, you kind of lean over too.
Yeah.
And so I said, they walked down there by me. I said, okay, you guys go back down there?
I'll give you the equivalent. You want the equivalent?
Yeah.
Right? Is when we're doing stuff like this and you call it the mountain drill or doing laps or conditioning drill, and Drapes and Sergey decide they're going to make it. So in ours, like you said about having the running backs and the quarterbacks, so the Russian 5 and then the grind line. Now, who do you think, right, which you're pushing yourself or whatever, but I mean, I'm the slowest one out of all of them or whatever like this, but it's like would always go and he'd do it on purpose, like half to get back at me or whatever. Be like, come on, let's go skate with the big boys. And then he'd get Sergey going and then they'd start racing and then it'd be like, yeah, it sucked. I was that guy, except I wasn't like this with my legs crossed. I was like this. over the board, not puking, but just breathing heavy.
just breathing heavy.
And you wonder why that I tackle somebody maybe like or wipe them out around a corner. They come to about like near
There's a lot of pent up aggression.
The end, so you'd be going around. They move the nets up, right? So it'd be more like a short track.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, near the you're nearing the end. Trust me, I might wipe out the whole pack or whatever like this. Just
pent up aggression.
You know, got to get it out somehow.
Yeah.
Joique, what about how are you physically? Because you were a punishing. You ran big.
Yeah.
Like you.
Look
you
at the
ran
size
as a big
of
man.
him.
Yeah.
How
are you physically?
You're
these
built.
days?
Marty LaPointe. You're built the same way. Like just Martin LaPointe. So we call him the Bulldog, and he not the tallest guy, but just you guys are built the same, like thick.
Yeah. You know what?
Thick.
You know what, man? I always tell people when I play, I just want to flick pain when I ran. I didn't want to take the hit. I wanted to deliver the hit. And so,
but still, that's still punishing, though.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it is punishing. It is. And of course, you're gonna have your nicks and bruises when you're done playing. You're gonna have your maintenance that you have to stay on top of. But like, you're gonna have some surgery on some things down the line eventually. Yeah,
I'd rather go through than around.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to play hockey. That's how I learned how to stop. His body checking. So I was fortunate, and that's a whole other issue that I'll get to, talking about what a joke it is in Michigan that they moved the age to hitting to 14 when the biggest discrepancy. But that's a topic for another time.
Yeah, Chad, but not that Chad, says it's too hard for Sewell to play right tackle because he didn't do it since high school 3 years ago, but it's easy for Decker when he hasn't played it in, 8 years or more. Well, but that's the thing, right? And I think that's what the decision's going to come down. I just keep going back to Don Rivera's point. Like, when you put the names on the paper like that, if you walk in the door and you're pushing those cats around, Joique, I don't care. You're playing the left tackle because you're that ascendant talent.
Imagine that tape. Your first 8 games in the league or whatever like that,
and that's your resume.
That not only your resume, good or bad, but what it takes. So me as a player, like, it doesn't matter how much you want to put me against tape. When I stand out there against a guy, I know to myself at the end of the day what it's going to take to beat that guy,
right,
or what it's going to take to be up there. So it's a confidence thing, and I think that when we're talking about Penei Sewell, just the fact that this could be the greatest blessing in disguise since Frank Ragnow moving to center, because he might play so well there, or you'll see the signs that it gives them the ability going into 2023 to be flexible, right? Isn't that the salary cap?
I'm tell you now,
right? The salary cap flexibility, right, is not just how much you have left there. It's how much you have left with a guy's contract that is valuable to somebody else to move to get that other piece, right? We're begging for wide receivers here. 2 years from now,
how do you get?
Might be something.
I don't know if you want to get rid of.
No, but now this is 2 years. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
All this stuff is not for 2 years.
Okay.
This is 2023. But what I'm saying, until then, you're going to have stats and you're going to have hard proof, and not saying I wonder how he does against Aaron Donald. You're going to know how he does. And you can ask him, and he'll tell you what he needs to improve on. That's the best part, and that's why he's going to be great.
And that's my point, Joique, is that if he comes in and he puts up a resume like that, then he's the best rookie since Calvin or Barry. And you know what I'm like? Real talk, man.
And
real talk.
If it's a unit, 5 up front, or whatever we're talking about, 7-man unit or whatever like this, where this is going to be the stability of the team, they'll figure it out who's going to play where, right? It doesn't matter. Sergei Fedorov played defense half the time, back when in the 90s.
Which is why pound for pound he's one of the greatest players I ever saw. Totality.
And that brings up your point. When the hockey season goes, we'll readdress the Sergei
Fedorov
retirement.
No, but Joique, he has the potential. If he puts up that kind of run, I'm talking about that, because while he won't get the credit because he's a tackle of a receiver or a running back,
he'll get the credit.
He could be one of the great rookies of all time.
Do you think he plays here and stays here his entire career?
Yes.
Okay.
For whatever reason, like, tackles always seem to get their money, don't they?
They have to get that money.
Because there's
8 of them, right?
No, because there's the blind spot guy.
Because they can kill.
Your guy can literally die if your left tackle messes up.
Well,
I'm just saying, because of his blind spot. So the effect that he could take that one hit, hence Lawrence Taylor or on Joe Theismann or whatever like that, that if he sees it coming off the other side, usually it's in hockey. If I see the punch coming, it's not going to knock me out, right? So you always want to keep your head up
because you can brace for it. Because so they did a test. So you remember the sports science they used to do?
Yeah, I love that show. John Brinkus or whatever.
Yeah. Do you know that's I think they got an Emmy or something like that. I think they got an Emmy.
Yeah.
You know who started that?
No.
Wayne State.
Nice.
I could be wrong.
Congratulations. I give you shots to that.
I could be wrong, but fact check.
Oh, no, don't say that after you throw that out there. You make somebody else fact check that.
Yeah, fact checking. I think Wayne State started that. I got an Emmy for it. But I think they did an episode with Sue. And Sue hitting the quarterback from the blind side is equivalent.
I remember that episode.
Right, it's equivalent to getting hit by a car going 50 miles per hour.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. So
that's internal bleeding. That's
Yeah, so people need to understand like how important it is to have that left tackle because you don't want anything happening to your quarterback who is going to be one of the biggest investments on your team. And so that's why usually sometimes the left tackle is sometimes the second highest paid player on the team because he's protecting your biggest asset.
$45 million a year investment. That's what your quarterback.
Speaking about protecting, hold on. No, you are. Come on, man. I'm just doing a sound effect.
We're here at Levels.
Microphone.
We're here at Levels.
You were waiting to announce a winner.
Now I know. Now I know why you.
Here we go.
Your own read,
here we go. Was that real life? That really just happened? An alliance between you two? Okay. Okay. Anyway.
Watch me day. Watch me pout. Watch me pout. Watch me
real quick, do you want to announce the winner, Darren McCarty, or do you want to not announce the winner? Because you said every Friday we'll be announcing a winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you took over the read, so
I will take over the read then.
Winner.
Since 1919, Coast has pursued one mission to make the working professional's job safer and life easier. Today, Coast Lights are favored amongst tradesmen and women, outdoor enthusiasts, do-it-yourselfers, first responders, and more. Visit coastportland.com. Use the code WSN20 for 20% off your purchase. They stand by their products, back them up with a lifetime warranty, bind for your whole crew. We'll make sure that you sign up with the Coast Crew, as DMAC tells you about. Take advantage of special discounts, early access to new products, and more. Again, 20% off your order. All you got to do is use WSN20. We'll be back right here.
Congratulations, Jared Jefferson. I hope you get that headlamp that you want to get whatever smells underneath your deck. Look for your gift certificate from #CoastPortland.com. I'm sure it's going to work. Anyways, Art, thanks for butchering up Coast Portland. Don't take it against me. I love you guys. We'll be right back. Big D Energy.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it here on Big D Energy.
Hey, Jared Jefferson, please, Darren McCarty 4 on Twitter. Let me know if it was a dead animal or whatever it is. But Neal liked that one.
Yeah, we are live at Levels Cannabis.
How you coast every Friday. I'm giving away $100 gift certificates.
We're live at Levels Cannabis. Got some great specials going on. Pull up in here. Mention Woodward Sports. Get 10% off. You know the drill. You know where we're at. We're off of Sherman, just south of 10 Mile. Sherwood, excuse me. Yeah, off of Sherwood, just south of 10 Mile. Come on through to Levels Cannabis. But we are back at it here on Woodward Sports. Big D Energy, Joique Bell, DMAC, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy to have you with us. But we've been talking to Detroit Lions. They're getting ready for that Monday night matchup against the Green Bay Packers. Hey, it's a free roll. It's a free roll to destroy the Green Bay Packers franchise, to destroy Aaron Rodgers, the man that put so much on this man right here, my guy, Joique Bell. It's a chance, Joique. The Lions franchise can pay you back a little bit by going in and getting a win on Monday night and destroying the Green Bay Packers franchise.
Is it destroying the franchise or destroying them this year?
As Drake said, it's over. OVA.
See,
OVA.
I'm not going to say they're going to destroy their franchise.
No, they'll destroy the franchise and leave it for dead.
Or is this the ultimate Aaron Rodgers setup?
I think, but you know what? Honestly,
because he likes punching us.
I'm excited to see.
Kicking us.
I'm excited to see this though. I'm excited to see this game because
it's a free-for-all.
You know what?
Coming off
they're
us,
not the same Packers. They're not the same Packers.
And are we the same Lions as far as the attitude?
No, we're not the same Lions.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why you want to get excited about Monday.
So I'm excited. I want to see what happens on Monday. I want to see if they bring it. I want to see if they play consistent. I want to see if they can play, all 4 quarters instead of playing, one good series here, play better in the 4th quarter. I want to see a full game of good football.
What was the running the ball? Was that real, Joique? What you saw out there, was that real? Because I think with Sewell there, that was the impact I think that he had that we don't even notice, that I don't notice because I can't see the game the way that you see it, which I freely admit. What was different about that running game? My initial thought,
not penetration, but movement.
Up the field.
Movement.
Up the field.
Yeah, movement.
Offensive line was getting blocks off and pushing.
Yeah, you know what? And, they were, and that's why we were able to run the way we were. It was a couple good runs in there. I think DeAndre Swift came in and had 2 explosive runs in a row back-to-back. And when you can do that consistently in the game, you're going to keep the defense honest where they have to bring another guy in the box because we knew this before the season that the running game was going to be our strength. We knew that.
It looks so weird to me, that they were gashing run plays. It looked weird.
Why does it look weird?
Because I haven't seen it since they had 2 running backs, the only 2 running backs in NFL history to both go for 500 yards rushing in a season and 500 yards receiving. Do you remember who those 2 backs were?
Joique Bell. Joique Bell. I know the answer. Joique Bell. I know it.
There was some other guy too with
That's not only that one matter.
That's a legend.
Yeah, Reggie Bush and Joique Bell, still to this day, the only 2 that did. But Joique, I haven't seen that since then, so you'll have to excuse me.
No, it's fine.
Hey, you know what the best is though? I love this because here's our true linesdom. Rodgers is 8-0 on Monday Night Football. His favorite refereeing crew is on Monday. All the things playing for him and stuff. But here's my point, right? It'd be the SOL Lions if this was the Quint Patricia Lions with whatever. But what we saw last week with the effort is perfect to what Joique says. I'm interested to watch this game even more than I was last night because I want to see, because if we're going 2023, this could be one of those foundations. And it's not about the win. It's can you make him uncomfortable, Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable. And we'll find out a lot about moving forward if it's the same Aaron Rodgers, if things have changed. And it's also, too, if it's the same Lions or if maybe things have changed. So I'm excited.
This is what it's going to be, right? It's going to be, order for us to win this game, we're going to have to get pressure on the quarterback. I want to see that front four. I want to see what they do.
Under pressure.
I want to see those draft picks do what they were brought here to do. I want them to bring more pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah.
And the better they do up front, the better the defensive backfield will be as well. So that's what it is.
Hey, speaking of that, how cool was it to see a blitz last week? I mean, when you looked at the Lions, they were one of the highest blitzing, if not the highest blitzing team. But no, from not sitting back and watching, just wait 5-8 seconds, but seeing guys actually move, do schemes, stuff like that, get pressure on the quarterback. It was, to me, it was exciting.
No, it was. And our YouTube chat thread, Steve R says, wait, is Neal wearing a Michigan Panthers shirt? Yeah.
Hell yeah, Anthony Carter.
Right there, I am. I do.
Neal's got the greatest wardrobe.
I wear. I like to do a vintage T-shirt Friday.
You do
type deal. I do like to do that on Fridays.
You got to stay woke on the Golden Rules jersey game.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Aber. Shout out Bobby Aber. Shout out AC.
Number 1.
Yeah. Bring back the Michigan Panthers, man. But to do, they'd have to play in the Silverdome though, if you did want to do that. But Joique, this is why, and I'm making a case. I couldn't make a case for you in the game against the 49ers, but I can make a case for you, I feel like, in this game, because I was inspired by the way they ran the football for the first time in 7 years, in 8 years. Joique, for real, I was excited the way they ran the football.
You know what, man? You have a guy going out there as a rookie and playing great ball. And, you have one of the best offensive lines in the league now. Right? Arguably one of the best lines in the league. When have we ever been able to say that? You have 2 guys. I'm telling you, when you have an offensive line that can have movement at the point of attack, they can make any running back look good. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how many running backs who made Pro Bowls playing for the Cowboys, and when they left the Cowboys, they were a Pro Bowl on the next team they went to.
Right.
Tell me.
Well, even Barry, like I think the greatest misnarrative with Barry,
they
had
have
Kevin Glover, Lomas Brown, like there were Hall of Famers on that line too, man. Like he had a good line. And that before the injury situation and with what happened to Eric Andelsek, they were going to have a great line, like a historically great line.
Yeah, it was a good line.
Mike Utley, all that stuff.
Shout out to Kevin Glover. He was.
Anybody else? See, here it just got me a bucket list. I feel like an offensive coordinator or something. I just want to stand there with the headphones. I always we don't have that in hockey. And you want to
feel like a coach.
I want to feel like a coach.
And you have the thing on your side, and you turn it off.
No, I don't want to turn it off. I just want to raise this up and down like this, and
I just want to call a play like a coach, like.
Yeah.
we should do a segment of the show. Yeah.
Trips
we
right.
Do that one right here. But we're talking Lions football against Green Bay on Monday night.
Yeah.
22
right.
22 zipper, Joique.
F motion.
Yep. Towers right.
No, Towers right. Can 45 blitz.
I'm the Z. Where's the Z?
No,
but fly Z.
We have been talking Lions running game though, and Jamal Williams made some news, I guess you could say, with some of his remarks. He talked about the process with the Green Bay Packers, the free agency process with the Green Bay Packers versus what the Detroit Lions tried to do. Jamal Williams said that the Packers really jilted him, but the Lions wined him and dined him. And, Joique, when you look at the whole free agency process, and that even goes into college recruiting. You've talked about this many times. You just want to feel wanted, right?
You want to feel wanted. You know what? It's funny because it's similar to the college when you go to college and you want to see how they treat you. You want to see what they have to offer at the facility, what they have to offer you in the school. And that's kind of similar to the draft. You want to see what they can offer you. How much money? How much money? You want to see what type of play, what type of scheme are we going to run if I come here? Where do you guys plan on having me? How many carries? We plan on give me the ball, a good amount of time. Okay, cool. All right, let's take you out to eat. Okay, listen, man, we've been watching film. We love the way you run the ball. We think you'll be a great fit here. We want you to be part of what we're doing here. And we'll give you an opportunity to go out here and get a bigger check next. And, okay, all right, cool. All right. But listen, now, we're going to work you. So be ready to work when you get here. And those are things I want to hear when I'm going to a team.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? If two guys on this roster, to me, exemplify your head coach, because your coach has it, is Jamal Williams and T.J. Hawkinson. They are Dan Campbell guy. I see that if Dan Campbell has that, because Jamal Williams comes to work, he plays hard, but he has fun, right? Like he's infectious that way, and I think that it's all genuine because that's sort of an extension of Dan Campbell. And then T.J. Hawkinson, obviously the work ethic, but that talent-wise, and we could see how effective and how potentially, if he stays healthy, this kid's good. I mean, this kid is like, we're worried about Okudah being 3rd overall and wasting that pick. This 8th overall pick now, a few years later, is coming into fruition because he's going to be a stalwart, especially in 2 years, working on that next contract and stuff. But I like the attitude Jamal Williams, just his quotes and just how appreciated he is. And because I feel like if there's the team anyways, appreciates him.
Mr. Smokey Hall, Jamal looks just like Joique, laugh out loud. Like on the field?
No, like he kind of does. A little bit.
Yeah, all black people with locks look alike.
I don't think he was saying that, Joique. I was saying he kind of looked like you a little bit. He looks like you on the field sometimes, man. He's got a little bit of.
He's smaller than me.
How he runs. How he runs. Jamal's quote was, "If they ain't want me like that ex-girlfriend, then I gotta go.
I gotta slide. I gotta slide.
Then I'm fenced to dip, right?
Yeah. You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is. It's one of those things where, the Packers.
Yeah.
They feel as though they were at that spot where they could let him go and everything would be all right. But we gonna see.
At one point in time, I don't think have they ever really valued that running back spot.
No, never.
Remember the one year they didn't even bring in the running back when the running back got hurt. They just they moved the receiver to running back and just, hey, we're gonna keep you here. And he stayed there. They didn't even go out and get another one.
Yeah, with Dorsey Levens was like the last good running back they had, maybe Edgar Bennett or something like that. But, the running back's never been a strength, but then again, you have the MVP at quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to worry about those types of things. So, you know, we're certainly going to get into some college football coming up in the second hour, but there has been another Calvin Johnson update, which I do want to get into because this hits close because Joique is here, and Joique was on that team and was on those teams, and he and I have had this conversation before. I think that Lions team was really sold short, and this is me. You know, I've been critical of the Lions, like a lot of people have been. But that team was a lot better, I think, than people give it credit for. We'll discuss that coming up when we return. But right now, I know it's lunchtime right now, man. Yeah. What should I do if I'm hungry for lunch? What would you do?
You know what? I think I've got you covered, Neal. Just you, though, because you've been really nice to me. I'm going to tell you about Papa Romano's. I mean, look at the picture. Look at the
Don't
look
cry
at the
over
meat.
your pizza.
Look at the
It
meat.
doesn't taste
I'm
good,
not crying
soggy.
over pizza. I'll give you some cheese, some great cheese from Papa Romano's. Right, Joique? Papa Romano's? No, it's Papa Romano's. Respect the name, respect the meat, respect the pepperonis. Look at all that. It's beautiful. Make sure you check them out. Papa Romano's handcrafted pizza that's made a Detroit favorite for over 50 years. House-made dough, hand-cut veggies, fresh cheese. That's what makes the difference. The same quality that goes into their pizzas, salads, subs, and pitas. Open and order now at paparomanos.com. We got more here for you right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Big D Energy right here. Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month. We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call. We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads. They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back, everybody. Big D Energy. We are live at Levels Cannabis in Centerline. Come on out. All you got to do, mention Woodward Sports at your checkout. Get you 10% off right here at the building at Levels Cannabis. They're running that here today, so slide on through. Get what you need. Get what you need. Mention Woodward Sports. Get you 10% off. But we are back at it here on Woodward Sports, Big D Energy. He's Joique Bell. He's D-Mac, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy to have you along for the ride, moving in towards that second hour of the show, pushing up towards the weekend. We got our picks coming up in just a little bit, the Neal Ruhl Get Right Special. By the way, did you know it's 2-0? I don't know if we've mentioned that before.
Oh, yeah.
But it is 2-0.
Hey, and you know what? You're permeating going in after last night.
I tried to save you.
You had the vibe. I mean,
Yep,
you're hot.
I had the feel.
When you're a kid, you play that game hot and cold.
Yeah.
Hot. Where's the key? Hot, cold. Right? You're hot as.
And I don't.
I never played that game.
I don't want to jinx
How do you
it.
play that game?
It's like
you go hide something, and then your friend tries to find it. And, like, if they walk away from it, you're like, cold. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
if it was arts classes.
I got you.
Cold.
Yeah. I don't want to jinx it, but I could run the table, D-Mac.
I
could take you to almost Christmas time and maybe never lose
again. I'm going to try
again.
to let you because you know what? It's going to be that unbelievable Christmas present for you guys. And if you can make that happen, keep rolling it over.
As we go into our next topic, guys, I want to get into the power rankings for the division because I'm embarrassed.
What are you embarrassed about, Joique?
Go to it. Go to it, Art.
Does he have we have the power rankings for the divisions?
Artemis, do we have the power rankings for the division?
All right, Art's
wake up, Art. Wake up, Art.
Art's on the spot right now.
Yeah, Art is over there playing with his nails.
No, I can't hear anything. I'm sorry, but you do have the divisional power rankings right now. They're up on the screen.
All right.
No, but and it's as you guys would think. You know, as far as those divisional power rankings go, it's as you guys would think, up at the top. Where look, we know what the best division in football is. I mean it's apparent, it's tried and true. We know what the story is. The NFC West is where it's at, Joique. Your boy Matt Stafford's there.
Oh yeah, they're doing numbers. They are doing numbers. You can't lie. Numbers don't lie. But look at that 8th place. Look at the 8th place.
The NFC North.
Yeah, but 6, 7, and 8 are interchangeable.
Boy, they are too. When you look at it on paper like that, good God, there's some bad football
you think the South
teams.
would be better with the Colts and Tennessee just there, but you'd think the NFC North would be better.
God, that NFC East though, man. Somebody's
they
going to be under 500 and win
They got
that.
it 1-2. It's I think it's not bad. I mean, do you expect any of them to move up and make a big difference?
No.
No, me either.
They'll pretty much it'll be like a horse race, right? About halfway point
Nobody
of a horse
cares
race.
because it's like college football. Unless you're in the top 4, the rest of it doesn't matter.
They'll just be 6, 7, 8. Will just be doing this all season long. Like they'll just be moving. They'll just be moving back and forth. But we have been talking a lot about Calvin Johnson this year, and he was recently on the Up and Smoke podcast, one of the more popular podcasts that's going on today, and he made some more headlines, Joique, because he said that because look. The thing is, everyone's talking about the $1.6 million and the fractured relationship, and, well, why did Calvin take the contract from an organization that he hated? He came out and he talked about it. And he essentially said, I stayed in Detroit because I thought we could win a ring there. And that 2014 team, Joique, we've had this discussion before, historically, NFL historically great defense. You've praised them many, many times. Yeah. You guys on offense, certainly, you had a Hall of Fame receiver, very good quarterback. Awesome rushing attack, good in the backfield as well. You guys believed that, right? You believed you could, because that team took on that look. Because you guys were coming down the stretch of that season, 68 yards rushing against per game.
Was it 67?
Yeah, right upper 60s. I know it was historically great.
Historically, I mean, I would have hated to play against our defense. I'm not lying. They were flying around. I mean, if this guy wasn't making a play,
how many gorillas? How many gorillas on that
entire
defense?
Is gorillas.
like
I mean, the entire. Like, I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
From
left. King from Carr.
Right, you had Jason Jones. At defensive end. You had Zeke Ansah at defensive end. You had Nick Fairley. You had Sue. Let's go to the linebacker. You had Stephen Tulloch. You had Tahir Whitehead.
Oh,
had one of my favorite guys, and the guy DeAndre Levy.
Oh,
and let's go to DBs. You had Glover Quinn.
Wow.
You had Rasheed Mathis.
Wow.
Come on. You had Darius Slay. And you had Diggs.
Right.
Man, I just got real depressed.
Yeah. And everybody was dogs.
Gorillas
on that. Really? I mean, play after play after play, game after game. I can't find the weak point. I couldn't, as far as running the game, running the ball against us, that was a no-go. That was easy. You had to pass the ball on us. You had to. There was no way you were going to run the ball on us consistently. Even with the Cowboys, when we went down there, they weren't running the ball successfully on us. They weren't, But, it was crazy, man. Shout out to that 2014 defense. We knew we had a 24-hour window, and I'm not saying, the coach switch. Coach Caldwell had 12 months to get us together and say, listen, we need to win now. We can't wait till next year. We have to win. He knew it. Coach Caldwell knew it. Yeah. He had the same roster basically we had 2013 when we went 7-9. He came in and said, listen, guys, you have to win now. And so we ended up going 11-5 and losing the playoffs. But honestly, man, we put up if we could have had to say, I'm not going to say.
What did you need?
We would have had Coach Caldwell for those 2 years with that same roster. Yeah. I think we would have had a run.
You'd have been further along.
We would have been further
along.
So
4 years.
He came and did that in his first year. And then lost that roster. We basically almost lost our defensive line was almost depleted. We didn't have C.J. Mosley coming off the bench again, right? He wasn't there. We lost Nick. We lost Sue. We lost a couple backups at defensive end. We lost a couple guys.
And you know what? I do want to talk about that because and Calvin's quote was the main reason I decided to stay in Detroit was because I thought we had a chance to win that ring, and that was Calvin Johnson on the All the Smoke podcast. And I do want to talk about that because, as I've said before, D-Mac and I were together at a past radio life at 105.1 working at the time, and I was taking those calls. I was doing those shows. And the fans, too, and look, I'll say it into the camera, there were 70% of you out there that didn't want them to re-sign Sue. I took those calls because my position was the entire time, you give this man the bag. Because everything revolves around him defensively.
Because he's a bad man.
And
we were
and that's what it was.
We need a bad man.
This is why we didn't do it. They offered him something. But I think they offered him
not quite what the Dolphins offered him.
The numbers.
But he didn't want to be here. There's the same thing with you.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that either. It wasn't that. What it was is it was a number thing, and so they offered him, I think, a little bit less than what Miami offered, but it was a little less.
A little less.
It was a little less, but the biggest, I think, thing for him was
the taxes.
The taxes. He was going to save money on the state taxes.
No state income tax in Florida.
Right, so he was going to get another, I think, $4 or $5 million on top of whatever he was already receiving, and then, he's going to Miami. Come on out.
Yeah, and look. I never said, and you guys never said, Sue's a businessman.
No, he is, but that's his side. Now the business side for us was we didn't match the guaranteed money as Miami. We didn't match that guarantee. I think we guaranteed them like 57 or around there, and I think they guaranteed them a little bit. Like I can't remember what they guaranteed, but it was more than what we guaranteed. And so, but basically, if we would have paid Sue, that would have crippled us. We could have had 3 guys taking up majority of our salary cap. You would have had Stafford, you would have had Calvin Johnson, and now you would have had Sue. How do you build a team?
And that's where that rookie pay structure really hurt the Lions, because you had a number 1 overall pick. I think Calvin was a number 2 overall pick, and Sue, I believe, was number 3 overall, I want to say, somewhere along there. Yeah. But they have massive rookie contracts too.
Massive. And I think that was the last. I think Sue last year was the last year they had that no cap. Getting drafted out of college. I think the following year, I think they brought in Nick Fairley, and I think he had the cap on his. And I remember Sue saying, I can't imagine doing what we do. You get paid what you get paid. You get paid what you get paid. Whew. Well, I came out right on time, didn't I?
Yeah, absolutely he did. And, and Sue.
Hey, and I love it because that seems there's those guys that will remind you, too, that they got out on time. Like Sam Bradford, I'm sure.
Right on time.
And look, Sue was a 2-time All-Pro. All-Pro, not just Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. And, Joique, when you're All-Pro, that hits different.
It's different.
Yeah, but, I mean, he would go on to make a Pro Bowl during his time at Miami, but he also made a lot of money.
Pro Bowl is that's a popularity.
No, it is. No doubt. But All-Pro is where it's at. But, again, Joique, I keep coming back to that because I want the people to understand how close you guys were. You guys were closer than you get credit for. I will say that.
I want to talk about Pro Bowl. I want to talk about that real quick. You know how they select it? You know how they do that?
Well, they used to have the fans vote.
All right, so what they do is they bring you – so after practice, they'll bring you a big packet, right? They call you into your meeting room. You go into your position meeting room, and then you sit down. They give you these packets, and they ask you to fill it out. Basically, it has everybody that you want to be a Pro Bowl, you think should be a Pro Bowler for each position, right? And so you go through, you mark like 4 people for each one, like first team, second team, or, 2 people for each one first team, 1 second team. And you go through every position and basically every team, like who do you feel should be this guy? And sometimes guys don't know every guy in the NFL.
Right.
And so they just vote for the most popular guy. They don't even.
They do it essentially the same way the fans do it.
Yeah, and then what they do is they don't understand how signing these things and voting for this guy and his yards isn't the same as his, or he doesn't have as many picks as a guy you don't know because you don't do research. You just want to sign in and go home.
Listen, but half the guys half the time will pick the guys that don't deserve their out of the joke.
But I'm gonna tell you how this affects those guys who bust their butts to have those good years. This is what happens. They don't get the recognition, right? And so when it comes time for the negotiation of the contract, now they might have did just as well, but that Pro Bowl is something else that you can put on top of what you already done, on top of your body of work to get you paid more than what probably what you did get. And so it's important that we go in there, we sign, we take our time with it, but they don't. Guys really go in there and just mark whatever, and they try to get home. But the guys who understand it, they take their time, they fill it out because this is affecting guys' livelihoods. It's affecting what they're going to get paid, and it's affecting their future. And so I was never a big fan of the Pro Bowl as far as how the voting is done.
Right, and I understand that, and that is the way that it breaks down. But we're going to take a break when we come back. Got to get into the college football discussion. It's a big weekend for the Big Ten. I'll explain when we come back. Michigan in action, Michigan State and the U going at it tomorrow. I'll be watching that game. There is no doubt about that. But we are live here at Levels.
Yes, we are, and I'm here to tell you about Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. That's right, Guardian Alarm gets it. A good defense on and off the field helps you feel secure. Guardian Alarm has state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe with all the 24/7 local monitoring you could ever need. Guardian Alarm also has convenient features that let you check in on your home, control lights and temperatures, detect smoke or carbon monoxide. It'll even let you lock and unlock your doors. Call 800-STAY-OUT today. That's 800-STAY-OUT today. Guardian Alarm has been trusted for over 90 years at keeping families safe. We are live at Levels right here with Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month. We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call. We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads. They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Back at it here on Woodward Sports Network. We're live at Levels Cannabis, running great specials all day long. Come in the door right here behind us and mention Woodward Sports, get 10% off. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. That's all you got to do out here at Levels Cannabis. But we are back on here at Woodward Sports Network. It is Big D Energy. He's Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl, cleaning up a couple of these comments on our YouTube chat thread. Chad, but not that. Chad says, I was on the Let Sue Go train. I just don't think you commit that much to a defensive tackle. But, Joique, my point then, back in 2014 or 15, whenever it was, is the same as my point now. It was more than that with Sue. Sue, I thought, he brought to everybody, and he brought to the NFL to say, the Lions, we're not punks here, man. You're not stealing on us. No, no, no.
He brought his mentality from college and brought that to the Lions. And I remember we brought Brandon Copeland on a few months back, and we talked about that 2015 season when he got there to the Lions. And he said that, he's just going to be upfront about it. He said, listen, when Sue left, our defense lost its identity.
It was the day the music died.
Right. And so when we lost that was like one of our strengths. All right. And so when we didn't have that, and it was back to the offense and, Matthew Stafford arm and us making plays offensively.
Well, isn't it funny, though? Because if Martin Mayhew had a temperature of what was going on, then you don't draft Ebron, you draft Aaron Donald, and then you don't sort of lose that. You lose Sue. I'm not saying that, but you don't. It doesn't have that effect.
This is his mindset doing that, right? This is his mindset. All right. We're in the position to where we can win now. Now, we can go get Aaron Donald just to,
draft. What I'm saying is.
No, but listen, I'm going to tell you what Martin Mayhew mindset was thinking. So he was thinking, listen, we need to win now. Last year, what did we need? We needed a tight end who could catch. All right. Sue's leaving. That's coming after the season. All right, so I want to deal with the problem that's here right now. We need a tight end right now, right? And so he went out and he drafted Eric Ebron because he wanted to bring Eric Ebron in because and I'm going to revert back to what I said earlier. When Caldwell came in, he said we have to win now. We have to win right now because he knew we only had a 24-hour or 24-month window to win, and 12 months had already been given to Coach Schwartz, and he only had 12 months to win right now with the team that we had. And so what did we need? We needed to bring Eric Ebron in to fill that void on offense that we needed. We didn't go get Aaron, and so people would look back and say, people look back and say, well, why didn't we just get Aaron Donald and just bring in another tight end to do something? It's like that's neither here nor there. You're not going to get every
neither
pick
here nor
right.
there. Here's the issue.
Yeah,
it's a culture issue. Mark Mayhew and the organization didn't have a grasp on their players. So Ndamukong Suh, which if you don't understand if he's in, like, say, Matt Stafford was or whatever moving into there, I get why you understand that. But to me, that the culture is to bring these guys and make them want to. So the fact that you didn't have that feeling that Suh was going to do something like that, you know what I mean? It could have made it maybe instead of right now, win now, you would have had 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying,
how do you
don't know that?
How do you make a guy stay here when you don't draft a guy at his position? It's no bigger compliment.
No. What I'm saying is, if there's a communication from the top with the organization. I'm explaining it through my experience with Red Wings, where we were all in. Culturally, it wasn't about, because there was opportunities for all of us to leave for more money. We never did, but we always got paid an appreciation because you knew it was about the win.
But I think it is different because when you draft in the NFL, those dudes come in and play right now, to where in hockey they're down the road.
No. Come back more to the top?
I'm not even talking about that. I want to talk about contracts. Hockey, your contracts are guaranteed.
Yeah, okay.
Our contracts aren't guaranteed, so we got to get as much money as we can.
I get it.
Right, and so it's not a cultural thing, because if we get hurt today, then we SOL.
No, but I'm
not talking about same old
Lions.
Lions.
I'm saying is it's more apparent that it was 1 year and it was all or nothing to be that, and everybody felt that, than it was you were going to get 2 years. There was no choice, right? That's what you explained to me.
Yeah.
But I'm saying great teams, Kansas City, all these other organizations that are seeming to get there and come back or whatever, they built that culture of being around.
Kansas City's day is coming, though, in 2 years.
You talk about Tampa, like, if you talk about the Tampa Bay, if you don't want to talk to Tampa Bay, the Tom Brady, the Patriots.
I'm talking about the culture, how you build it so that you're not going for the one and done like you guys had to, something that can build so that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a different time, different coaches, but I'm saying, how do you not repeat football, though? How do you not repeat the mistakes?
Because in 2 years, we're going to see this with the Chiefs, Joique. We are.
I understand, but how
quarterback's going to be making $50 million.
So
the bills come and due.
Neal, to that point, but isn't that 5 years what's the Kansas City that will look back and say in the NFL, can it be a 5-year process if you hit on your second contracts and stuff?
Yeah.
So can we have that here?
He's
just a 5-year.
I don't know what you're talking about. He signed a $10 million, $500 million deal.
I'm talking Kansas City.
I'm talking Kansas City.
Yeah.
We're talking about that.
But like this year, Mahomes.
In 2 years, Kansas City's experiment from going. I'm saying, what is it? A 5-year that Kansas City would be a dynasty then with all the players.
And it's different with them because it was a quarterback they hit on that was on a rookie deal that won a Super Bowl on a rookie deal. That's different. What Joique is talking about here. For Sue and for the Lions,
I get it.
They had the 12 months where they could run.
I get it to now, but I guess my point, I'm ahead of myself because how do we get it so that we get good and it's not we have a 24 hour to win this game or we're done. 24 months. Well, you had 12, but you know what I mean? Like how do we not get back to the same spot, right?
All right, because this is why. Stafford already had his big deal. Calvin Johnson already had his big deal. They knew Sue was going to have his big deal. We talk about two of arguably the best guys at their position in the league. You have to pay them their body of work.
I get it.
Right, you have to pay them. Now, if they take a pay cut, then they'll take a pay cut for a few million. But the type of money that
you can't argue with
but not even Sue. But this even talk about Kansas, about guys not getting paid or taking a pay cut and staying on the team to build a dynasty. Patrick Mahomes didn't take a pay cut. He broke the record.
Right, but he's not getting paid till that money's not in the books.
He took a deferment. But he didn't take a pay cut. He took a deferment.
But that's
different.
That's different. That's what you want. But the maneuverability, my whole point is, if we get good in 2 years, what it is. How do you maintain that moving forward so we don't have that in the past? So we can have sort of a window like Kansas City with the talent so we don't waste what is more apparent that it was like, oh my gosh, you put that talent, like we went through the defense and then you didn't even bring up the offense. But the fact is, man, we lost out. That was a huge opportunity.
Is this true? It said Tom Brady is the only quarterback to win the Super Bowl while making more than $20 million. We got to fact check that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mahomes was on a rookie deal, so he wasn't. That could, I mean,
Russell Wilson.
That was before he got. That was before he was in bed with Sierra and said, "Yo, Seattle, we got a deal." And then he turned around, and went back to bed. That was before that. That could be the case.
Hold up. Peyton Manning.
Was that
Peyton Manning?
Maybe.
He took.
Yeah, maybe in Denver. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I would have to look at that. But
let's take a look at that. Let's fact check that real quick.
Yeah, but I mean, Joique, it just for me, I don't think people realize how close you guys were. I do realize it. That's why I'm bitter about the playoff game, and that's why I'm bitter about the quarterback had the ball in his hand with a chance to win. You feel me? Like I'm not being crazy here, right? Like I recognize how close that team was to winning. They were.
Yeah.
You were there. You were in the room.
We were there. We were right there. We had an opportunity, and we dropped the ball.
Good thing I was drinking back then, because if I would have realized how close that team is, how good it was, and how it should have been,
but
I'd be more upset.
I feel like it's hitting you right now. Like think about that, D-Mac.
Good.
For real.
Oh man, like what a way! It just. So my thing is because make mistakes and learn from the mistakes. What can we learn here? Because I do feel it's different as far as whatever. I guess. There's a couple things, man. It's just like the disrespect or what we had with Jim Caldwell is that I don't think as a fan I realized what a great person he is and meeting him and how the players respect and talk about him. But he had a finger on the pulse of all these guys, and I just, when we get back here, right, in a few years and have this opportunity, what is it so we don't do it again? That's all it is, and be back here and waste that opportunity. Because to me, man, that's just, that's even closer than we were even to winning a game in the 95 Stanley Cup Finals against Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And that's the disappointment. And that I guess when I'm thinking going through the game is why all of it hurts a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a simple answer to that, right? Like as far as the Chiefs go, Tyreek Hill, who's probably the ultimate weapon in football, was a 5th-round draft pick that the Chiefs had. It's always going to come back to that.
But that's good. But then you say that, and immediately I think Brad Holmes, late season.
And that's where I am.
So I mean, it's
Travis Kelce, 3rd round.
Great correlation. Yeah. What is it? How do you build? It's the same thing with us.
So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. We're finding guys. And getting value out of each round in the draft. Finding guys who should have went, 2nd round or 3rd round, and we're getting them in the 4th and 5th round, and they're producing more than the 1st and 2nd rounders.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're gonna, but we're not gonna know that until down the line.
And that's it. Yeah. Like when you come back with the Chiefs, that's it. Tyreek Hill 5th round, Travis Kelce 3rd round, Patrick Mahomes they traded back up in the 1st round to get.
Say Tyreek Hill what? What round did he go?
Tyreek Hill was in the 5th round.
5th round. And what
Travis Kelce, 3rd round.
No. What division did he come from?
What do you mean? What division?
Tyreek Hill. What division?
Oh, West Alabama.
No. What division?
Division 2?
Division 2. Tell him we got them dogs.
Dogs and gorillas. You got gorillas and dogs in the D2.
No, but and we got off topic a little bit there, but I feel it's important because I think the light came on for D-Mac there just to understand how close this football team was. When we come back, we are going to talk some college football. I promised it. It's coming. We're going to do it. But first, my guy Arturo is going to let him know, Art.
Oh, we're talking about Lady Jane's Precision Haircuts. We're a simple bunch. We like Sunday football, the feel of a TV remote in the palm of our hands. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sit down, and before you know it, thank you, D-Mac. Before you know it, your hair is game ready. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. We'll be right back, right here, Woodward Sports Network. Hit me in the face and make it count. You won't. Oh, God, this was a terrible idea.
Thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it. Spin. Uh-oh. Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin till you bleed.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it here, Woodward Sports Network, live at Levels Cannabis. They got the special going on all day. Come on in here. Mention Woodward Sports, get 10% off. It's that simple. If you're going to come up through here anyway, you may as well mention Woodward Sports, get 10% off all your purchase right here at Levels Cannabis in Centerline. But we are back with Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy to have you with us. A big college football weekend coming up. Michigan State going to Miami to take on the U. Michigan hosting Northern Illinois. Not really much. I mean, I'm sorry, there's just not much to report there, Joique. And look,
Lombardi back in town.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Rocky Lombardi is back in town.
Lombardi.
There's nothing Michigan can do in this game. There's not. I mean,
no, their big game is in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's and it's a big game for State. You know, going down to Miami and let's see, you know, if they can maintain that running game and different things. But I think they got a chance to win if they go out and continue to play. So I'm more excited about that game this weekend. But Michigan's got to continue to go out and take care of business. I guess what I'm looking for is could Cade McNamara throw over 100 yards? Are they going to allow him to throw downfield?
Which I'm sure they will to quiet the storm and quiet the critics and stuff.
I still like there's no noise coming out.
Forget all that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, speaking from
if it's not broke, if it's
300
not
yards a game, speaking from a true running back. Just
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Attaboy, bell cow.
Put the team on your back.
That's it.
Yeah, but
your back
and don't step on no cracks.
But at noon, I'm going to be watching Michigan State against the U, and they are playing down there at Hard Rock Stadium where the Miami Dolphins play. And just looking at the weather forecast there as far as Saturday goes, 91 degrees, 40% chance of rain, 80% humidity. Right at high noon, the sun will be out if it's not raining. And look, Michigan State, man, they're going to be up against it. And look, this isn't. And I think I, more than most, can lend some perspective on this because I am a Miami Hurricanes fan, and they have fallen off. But at that same time, they've still won 5 of the last 39 national titles. That's still a factual statement. But still, they've won 5 of the last 39 national titles.
So we don't think that.
We know that.
We know.
Yeah, I mean, like people want to talk about like Michigan is this historically great team. They've won a half a national title since the 40s.
They beat a team that was blind.
Before face mask, you know, like that's when Michigan was great. You know, Miami has won 5 of the last 39. But hey, people will always tell me that. They'll say, well, hey, you're being like a Michigan fan. You're living in the past. But whatever, that's not the point. The point is, I think this Miami team is gettable. This Miami team lost 2 first-round draft picks to the NFL last year on defense. And like De'Aaron King, everybody talks about De'Aaron King, but it's all talk. I haven't seen it. I expected more from him from Miami. I did. And this name, image, and likeness thing, I think De'Aaron King's an example of the business stuff may have leaked into football because while he's a spokesman for the Florida Panthers and for a gym and he's selling his clothing line and all that kind of stuff, you know where he hasn't been good? On the football field.
Yeah, but you know what? The one thing that I'll be happy about is between the Sparties and what Matt Ishba and the wholesale has done for the state program and what the gyms and stuff have done for the Miami program. So the kids will be well nourished and they should be hydrated. So we don't have to worry about that and taking advantage of both teams of the name, image, likeness. But I think you might be seeing a little bit more flash than bang now as far as Spencer Rattler come out with that great logo, hasn't played up to it. So there is pressure. You know, a different kind of pressure when you are in the public spotlight and getting paid for a task. So it's new, and these guys are still college kids. It takes professional a long time to learn how to do that.
Yeah, and my point about Miami is this, too. Like, last year was not a vintage Miami team. Clemson clubbed them, but, I mean, they still had a good season just as far as from where Miami has been. But still, with all that being said, they put 2 guys in the league in the first round. They still did do that. They still have a load of talent, and people are going to be critical about them losing to Appalachian State. But you know what, people? They were an 8.5-point favorite against Appalachian State at home. When this Michigan State line opened up, they were 8.5-point favorite over Michigan State. Now, it's been bet down to around 6. But, you know, don't sleep on that Appalachian State. They got double-digit win seasons. I mean, they got it popping down there. And Joique, I'm curious, you know, you play games in southern Florida and stuff like that.
They got it popping down there, huh?
They do, man.
Got it popping.
They do they not?
No, that's a good program. I can't take anything away from Appalachian State. One of the best programs in D1AA. I can't.
Who leverage themselves up into the Sun Belt and are doing it, too, at the Division I level. So, you know, they're absolutely doing it. But when I say those numbers, though, Joique, noon, 91 degrees, 80% humidity. Michigan State has to do their work today, and I'm talking about just from a hydration perspective. That starts on Friday, right, if it's a Saturday game? How did you guys handle hydration when you play in Tampa or Miami or Jacksonville or wherever? That starts days before, does it not?
It's different, though. The reason it's different is because you have to catch a flight there, and then flying is going to dehydrate you as well.
Yeah.
And so they give you, like, these big water bottles you take on the plane. They want you to drink it all before you land. I remember we were going to go play in London, and they gave us, like, these big, tall water bottles about this big, and guys are drinking like 3 of those on a flight on the way there to make sure they stay hydrated, because it really does. It's weird how that works, how the compartment pressure or the airplane pressure when you're in the air can affect your hydration level. It's weird. I don't know the science behind it, but I made sure I was drinking a lot of water when I was flying, and there's been times where I didn't drink enough water. And then you can feel the difference when you get off the plane.
Right.
Because the dehydration starts. That's why they don't like guys to drink on Friday, because the dehydration is going to set in on Sunday. It doesn't come in immediately. So it's different.
Yeah, absolutely. 9 Drinks says on our YouTube chat thread, I'm a Michigan fan. My wife's boss got us 2 tickets to this Michigan State game. We live in Deerfield Beach, home of Jason Peter-Paul and Darnell Robinson. And Deerfield Beach representing. I go through there when I'm down there calling soccer for ESPN. But, 9 Drinks, that humidity, it just hits different down there. And that's an added element that Michigan State will have to deal with. And, oh, by the way, a super talented Miami team, because that Miami team's always super talented, because they had a 14-year run of putting guys in the first round of the NFL draft, D-Mac.
All right, Tom.
They did.
14. I know. It's facts. I know. I mean, they produce NFL players. That's for sure. That's talented. So
I tell you who don't produce D1 players or NFL players, because anybody in Division II, because we're fake players.
Who said that?
Who's that guy over there?
Art Smith?
We don't say his name here.
Art Smith?
No, we don't. No. Yeah. No. We can we say his name?
Hot's hot.
Can we say
Hot's hot.
Oh, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So a few months back, Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports was going around. He does the pizza thing.
Yeah.
So he went to this pizza spot across the street from Wayne State Football Stadium, and he was, I guess, he was critiquing one of the pizzas from this restaurant. So he's critiquing the pizza, and he said, "No, I'm across the street from Wayne State, and obviously it's this. I thought it was D1, but I guess it's D2. I mean, anything that's not D1 is fake football. It's fake football, and so." This is a few months back, and so I guess Wayne State doesn't produce NFL players. I swear, I had 5 guys who I played with go to the NFL,
right?
Which is weird. So I didn't know we didn't produce if we had guys in the league. So
that's just from one team.
That's from one, like, within like a 4 to 5 year span of guys I played with.
Yeah, I mean, guys like Tyreek Hill. I just don't know if he's getting it done in the NFL, right?
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know about Johnny Knox.
Yeah.
I don't know about Shannon Sharp either.
Yeah, I guess he's just
Walter Payton. I guess Walter Payton.
Jerry Rice.
Hey, I guess we don't produce in D2. I guess. Idiot.
All right. Joique's hot right now.
You'll never remember those names. They won't be in this.
Yeah, they won't. But Michigan in action, and it just goes back for me.
Danny Woodhead.
Danny Woodhead was another one. Yeah. But it just goes back to me again. There's not much else to report on Michigan football until they go to Wisconsin. That's the first checkpoint as far as this season will go. And ever since, then he must not like the Washington Huskies either, because they very clearly aren't Division I.
He doesn't like who?
The Washington Huskies.
No, probably not.
They're not Division I. They lose to Montana at home.
Probably not.
They go 20 drives without scoring. They're certainly not Division I.
Let me ask you this: staying in the Big Ten, is the Nebraska-Oklahoma game, is it going to be a bloodbath?
Absolutely.
Oklahoma, like, what's the score?
Brandon Carr, Dan Scooter. Come on, guys. I'll keep naming guys.
What's the score, you think, Neal?
Oh, God, whatever.
Because that's a run-up.
Well, because
you're going to run it up. And, we talk about Scott Frost and, Jim, when we before the college football season, we could have Scott Frost and Jim Harbaugh in the same disappointing conversation, and I still wouldn't put as disappointing Harbaugh even as it's been to Scott Frost. But right now, after this weekend, this could be an absolute bloodbath where they put 60, beat them by 6. It could be a 60-3 game.
And they will.
And that's the whole
and they
thing.
Will.
See, that's the whole thing is when you have this interstate or this rivalry or whatever it is, when you can see a team put it on, because usually everybody's, oh, no, I'm going to put it back.
Like Nick Saban's a good example, right? When Alabama plays a Citadel, you never see Alabama beat Citadel 70-7 or anything. It's usually like 42-7,
yeah.
And then he pulls it back. They score 10 points in the second half. He lets the clock run, and that's it. But this will hit different.
But this, and so as we see this, and I mention this because Oklahoma's ranked number 3, and these are the games that you key upon. And I asked you, Joe, like where this could help Oklahoma, who isn't the one that we count in the top 4 conversation at the end of the year, but this could propel them, you know what I mean, to the confidence and what they need to do if they can bury this team. So I'm looking to see if they got the gorilla. Right?
That
Is
gorilla.
this a gorilla game, right? This is where you can spread your gorilla all over a rival.
Yeah. No, but this is a huge weekend for the Big Ten. And look, Nebraska's a write-off. We know what's going to happen for Nebraska. But I'm really looking at this Penn State-Auburn game because, look, I made no mistake about it. I've talked for a very long time. I think the SEC is a superior football conference to the Big Ten. Check the banners, check the championships, all that kind of stuff. You can say what you want about that. But this, for the Big Ten, who – many of the critics say this is a down year for the Big Ten this year. Penn State needs to step up for the conference and win a game they're favored in. They're a 5-point favorite against Auburn. We'll talk about that in the picks coming up. They're a 5-point favorite against Auburn. Penn State needs to answer the bell for the Big Ten. If you're Penn State, you can't lose that game at night at Happy Valley with the whiteout. You're the favorite. You're the better team. You should win. They got to win that game.
No, you're right.
Or they'll wear it.
And you're right. But don't you subtly and just think that maybe this is a covert backdoor cover year for the Big Ten if you get Penn State peeking out? I know Ohio State and the fact that they lost to Oregon sort of nationally smashes the perception, but it could be an opportunity for the Big Ten to sort of bring it closer together than the competition.
I like that backdoor, kind of circle back in,
cover,
circle back in the
bring
backdoor.
Ohio State, because Penn State wins here, then what are we talking about next week? Oh, is Penn State the new Ohio State, or is it now? If you're Harbaugh in Michigan or even Mel Tucker, Michigan State, these games have even more meaning in rebuilding your program.
Right,
so it'll be interesting.
Absolutely. But the picks are coming up.
They are coming.
Coming up. And speaking of picks coming up.
Biggest picker, nose picker, I know.
Thank you, Darren. That was the most old man joke I've ever heard in my life. Visit BetQL when you want to get an advantage over your sportsbook. Their best bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports and gives you the reason behind why you should place the bet. BetQL's best bet algorithm went 13-2 on 5-star bets for Week 1 NFL games between Thursday and Sunday. Head on over to the App Store or Google Play Store and to download BetQL, or you could head to try.betql.co/Woodward Sports or /WSN to get started now. Enter the discount code WSN at payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings, or check out their special offers in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Don't miss out on your chance to beat your sportsbook this football season with BetQL. We are live at Levels. Oh, I will do that. It is a nice bright watch. Thank you, D-Mac, for noticing.
I said
We're
light
here.
Bright.
Thank you.
I guess that's another old man.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Welcome back, Big D Energy. We're live at Levels Cannabis. They got some great specials going here today. Slide in this door right behind me. Mention Woodward Sports. Get 10% off your order. Take advantage of this, people. Take advantage of this. Levels Cannabis here in Centerline, just south of 10 Mile Road. So push up on us.
I don't know what it is. Art, why are you you're in a good mood today, aren't you? I'm in a great mood. Taking football to the face and in a great mood?
What?
We're on location. I love being out in public with the people, and yeah, it's a good time.
Absolutely. We're back at it here on Woodward Sports, Big D Energy, as we said.
Look at the new wardrobe.
I told him.
I mean, lighter, but
you know what's funny? Real quick, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday.
Yes, you brought it up.
He wears a black shirt and the Vans every day. And today we got on
today,
yesterday.
Baby.
Today he had on the Lions shirt.
The Space Hippies. These shoes are really nice. I look D-Max taking a picture with his fans.
Yeah.
I have fans. They'll be here after 1, though.
I like them.
The Space Hippies. I like them.
How much are those? Are those
my wife got
cheaper
them
than New Balance?
My wife got them for me. They are cheaper than New Balance. I'll tell you how much they were. They were $57.
Were they cheaper than Skechers?
They are not cheaper than Skechers.
So
it's Fancy Friday today, Joique.
Huh?
It's Fancy Friday.
You're not fancy with them socks.
If you wear white socks, there's something wrong with you. There really is. Black socks are where it's at.
No, black socks make your feet stink.
What are you in what realm are you talking about? For one, they cover up stains and
Thank you.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Even the people here supporting Levels
the guy's wearing sandals. He's not even wearing shoes. He doesn't know what he's not even wearing socks.
First of all, those are loafers. Get your facts right.
I don't make enough money for loafers. I got to get that loafer money.
Those are Hey, you know what? This is a man who knows. He knows the rules. He knows the rules.
He does.
You don't wear black; they make your feet stink.
I don't think you know what you're talking. If you wore black socks, why is the color difference? Why are you judging socks by color, Joique?
Huh? Because I'm racist with socks.
It's 2021, Joique.
I'm racist with socks.
You're sock racist. That's okay. You're sock racist.
Sock racist. That's pretty funny.
It's been that way.
But we are back here with Big D Energy. D-Mac had to step away to be with the fans, as he always does. But we do have the picks coming up. We got your Neal Ruhl Get Right special pick coming up just moments from now. We're 2-0. The train has left the station, but it's not too late for us to stop and pick you up. I'm going to get you right. You got to work to do it. You're going to have to stay up pretty late on Saturday night, but that's part of the Get Right special experience. But
get right.
We finna get you right. I'm just saying, but that's what we're gonna do. But Joique, again, just going back to it, it's big for the Big Ten this weekend. It is, Joique. You're a Big Ten guy. You need Penn State to beat Auburn, and it sets up, Joique. It sets up in a couple weeks. Penn State, Iowa. If Penn State gets this win, it'd be 2 top 5 teams.
If they keep making calls like this targeting video that we're about to see. If they can stop making calls like this. This is not targeting. This is costing people. Because if you get targeted, you're kicked out the next game as well. Correct? Let me know if I'm wrong.
Yeah, the first half of the next game.
And that's crucial.
God, is that stupid? That's so.
Look at this hit. Play it real quick.
That's so random, dude. To just you're suspended for the first half of the next game. Fish.
It's a clean hit. Brother. This guy is not defenseless. He's running with the ball. Put the hit on him. It's terrible. What's up, Fish? Are you talking?
But this happened last night in the Raging Cajuns game I was watching on ESPN. I just thought it was noteworthy because this is targeting in today's day and age. To me, that looks like a tackle. And look, I'm not a guy that just jumps on officials. See, here you go, right there, as we're seeing in our monitors. That was called targeting. To me, that looked like a tackle.
Wasn't that in the shoulder?
Yeah, it's in the shoulder, with this shoulder, not leaning on his head. And even if it was, the guy's not defenseless.
I give up.
Yeah, so do I.
It's the same thing in hockey as it used to be. I grew up, right? We were told if you go through the middle with your head down, you get lit up.
At your own peril.
You're an idiot, right? Yep. So when they used to call you an idiot. Now they call the guy who lights you up. So you go through the middle with your head down. The guy that hits you for you being stupid, he gets suspended. It's a joke.
It is a joke. But it is time for the Big D Energy picks. Got a stable of games right here. We'll go through them, kind of get everybody's thoughts on it.
Coming up on the stretch.
Yeah, we are. First one, Michigan State, Miami. We've been talking about it. Miami, a 6.5-point favorite over Michigan State. Joique, who you got?
I got MSU.
Got MSU.
Anytime we go down and play a South team, I'm always pulling for the Big Ten. That's just how I am.
Go green, go white.
They represent us. They represent my home. No, I mean, regardless, I'm going for MSU all day.
D-Mac, what do you got?
Go green, go white.
And we're going to cover their spread.
Okay, I'm going to take Miami on here. This will be a close game into the third quarter. I think the conditions, man, are going to take their toll. I really do think they are on Michigan State. And it's not, it's not anything Michigan State could, truly prepare for. And Miami needs the win. They do. If they want to save their season, last season with De'Aaron King, they're at home. They'll get the win. The backdoor cover of the 6.5, I guess you could say. The other one we got, Northern Illinois at Michigan. Michigan, 27.5-point favorite. You got to lay a lot of, quote-unquote, wood on this one, Joique.
You said who?
Michigan and Northern Illinois.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a big one. This, we call this when I play? We call it a stat game.
Oh, this is a stat game?
You got to get those stats right.
Yeah, you get your stats up right here.
All right, so you got Michigan walking it over. What do you got, D-Mac?
Ooh, he was so confident in that, too.
He made me buy it.
I buy it.
Yeah.
I'm going blue.
I am, too, only because
George said it.
They're gonna make it an effort to get this passing game right this weekend, and they're gonna put up numbers. So we're going across the board on that one. Nebraska at Oklahoma. Oklahoma, a 22-point favorite. What do you got, D-Mac?
I got them by 44. I got Oklahoma.
What about you, Joique? You going Big Ten again on this one?
I'm going Big Ten. Anytime. Listen, I don't know how many times I got to say. I'm going Big Ten.
All right, man. Well, you can take an L on this one because Spencer Rattler's got to jump back in the Heisman race, and he will light Nebraska up. You talk about stat games. Yeah. It's a stat game for Spencer Rattler. He's got a Heisman race to get back into.
Regardless of, even when you know you're going to lose, you have to go for, you got to go for your conference because it's for the better good of the conference, the whole conference.
Says a true non-better.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the true non-betters, I am curious about this one. Notre Dame hosting Purdue. Notre Dame, Joique, is a 7.5-point favorite over Purdue. 7.5, that's it. What you got? You going Big Ten again? Not this time.
No, not this time. and you know what? And the reason I'm not is because their coach came from the GLIAC. So it's kind of like he came from my conference. I want to see him do well as well.
All right, I got you. What
boil
you got?
It up.
But
boil it up.
But no way, shape, or fashion would I ever be going for Notre Dame if it wasn't for that reason. And I'm not really going for them. I'm just saying, I think they're going to win. And if I had to put money on it.
I got you. And you know what, D-Mac? I am too, for no reason in particular. It just doesn't smell right. This is an old Neal Ruhl, it doesn't smell right special. That number just doesn't seem right to me. It seems like it's way too low.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where I'm at with that one. Auburn, Penn State. This is the one that the Big Ten's got to have, Joique. As we said earlier, Penn State, the favorite in this one by 6 points against Auburn. You got Penn State then, Joique, I would assume?
Yeah, I'm going to take Penn State.
In Happy Valley,
I'm
going Penn State.
I got to go Penn State.
All right.
You?
I'm taking Penn State too. This is the spot for them. A, they have to have it. B, the conference has to have it. In a couple of weeks, D-Mac, Penn State's playing Iowa, and they want it at night, and they want both teams in the top 5, and this has to happen in order for that to happen. Just watch how this plays out.
I like your narrative.
Yeah.
I like how you're giving me the why it's going to happen.
Giving you the
you're
why.
always looking for the universal why.
Yeah, that's the why. And Auburn, this isn't a vintage Auburn team. Cam Newton's not walking through that door. He's not. Flip over to the NFL real quick. Bengals or Bears? Bengals at the Bears, huh?
Yep.
All right.
I think that Justin Fields gets in there, and this is the game he plays. And I like what the Bengals did first week, but I got the Bears this week.
Yeah, I do too. That's the last piece for a young quarterback to be able to pull it off.
I got the Bengals.
We will. We got that one marked. Here's one that everyone here will be watching. The Rams going into Indianapolis. The Rams a 3.5-point favorite, but the Colts got to have it, Joique.
Rams.
Yeah, Rams. I just think that this is a snowball effect.
This one doesn't smell right either, D-Mac. It doesn't smell right.
But here's the thing. Carson Wentz, I think, might get hurt this game.
Yeah, it doesn't smell right. I'm taking it with the hook.
Because of the hook.
I'm calling for a Rams 3-point victory on the road. I'm calling for it. Now, if you want to get creative and you want to fire up your MyBookie app and you want to say take the Rams on the money line and then take the points, You want to try to middle that, gap that? I'm not going to stop you. I won't hate you on that.
All right.
I'm just saying. And then lastly, the Sunday night game, the Chiefs.
They're speaking of foreign language right now. I'm just looking like, I don't know what you're laughing at, Art. I don't know what they're talking about.
All right. The
money line and sit back. I'm not going to be mad at you. What are you talking about?
Bitcoin and the Dogecoin.
You going to take the hook?
By the back QRL.
Y'all going fishing? Why y'all need a hook?
Real quickly here, Joique, before we get to the last break. The Chiefs, 3.5-point favorite over the Ravens at the Ravens Sunday night.
Who was this?
The Chiefs.
No, I got the Ravens.
Do you?
Ooh.
Who do you got?
No. Chiefs.
Do you?
Chiefs all day.
I got the Ravens.
The
I'm
Chiefs,
sick of the Chiefs.
But they never.
But it doesn't matter.
They never cover the spread. The Chiefs never
I
cover the
gotta
spread.
tell myself he doesn't bet.
Yeah.
The
Chiefs never cover the spread, but they're going to.
But I'm not. Hold up. I want you guys to know I'm not picking as a bettor right now.
No, I know you're not. That's
Okay.
what I have to
Okay.
remind myself remind the people that you're not picking as a
Do not
gambler.
listen to me when it comes to betting. Listen to these two. Do not listen. Don't take any advice from me. Now we're talking crypto or something else, but we're not talking that. We're talking betting.
That's it.
This is not my expertise.
All right, we'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll give our picks on the Lions game.
But
The Neal
your
Ruhl
opinion
Get Right
matters.
special.
No disclaimers.
What we got popping on the weekend.
Load up my bookie.
Yeah, what we got popping on the weekend. We'll get to it all.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. We're live at
up.
Levels. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Final segment of the show here. We are live at Levels Cannabis. They got some great specials going as we've been talking about. Pull up on us here, just south of 10 Mile in Centerline. Mention Woodward Sports. Get you 10% off that bill when you roll out. So get stocked up, everybody. Mention Woodward Sports. Get 10% off here at Levels
Joy,
Cannabis.
can you say it just one time, please? Can you say it? And my favorite thing about you lately is when you say, pull up on me. I just need to, it gets me in that Friday mood. So we'll wait for it. Go ahead, Joique. Come on, Joique. Come on.
Just because he asked me.
Yeah.
Come on, Joique. Come on.
Hey.
Stop it, D-Mac.
Art, I'll make it right. Hey, Joique, can you do it for me, man?
Pull up on me.
There we go. Yeah.
A little disappointed it wasn't for me, but that's all right.
Of course you are. It's all about you, Art. We know that.
Yeah, it's about to be a good weekend. Son has a game today, driving back to the west side of the state. They're playing Kalamazoo. They're 3-0 right now. They're 3-0 right now. I mean, the boys is cooking.
Yeah.
They're cooking it up right now.
He's got some cooking going.
They're cooking it up. They took care of Battle Creek. Who else did they take care of? They took care of Metawan. They taken care of who was Portage Northern. Took care of them, and now we're going for Kalamazoo Central today. 4-0, baby.
There you have it.
Double-digit wins every week.
Speaking of
wins.
Speaking of high school football.
High school football.
Isn't there a game on tonight? On the Woodward Sports Network, Chippewa Valley.
Absolutely, there is. 9 o'clock, all the Woodward Sports social channels, the very best high school football games. Woodward Sports will have them for you 9 o'clock tonight on the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitter. Chippewa Valley's at Macomb, Dakota. I may pull up on that one, or B, I'm definitely gonna watch it. It's good, Joique Bell with the kick. Do want to get to this, though, Darren. You know what time it is, man. I got to get the people right. We've been talking about the spreads, and look, guys, this is for you. I've been here. Old Uncle Neal's been here for you every single Saturday. Things might have not gone the way you wanted them to go as far as Saturday goes all day long. Maybe you got yourself in a hole, but old Uncle Neal Ruhl was there to save you. Week number 1. Had New Mexico State plus the 31. You didn't even need all 31. 28-10. They were winning 10-0 at halftime. It was the easiest get right ever. Last week, Oregon State minus the 11 at home against Hawaii. They were up 21-0. Old Uncle Neal had you. And guess what? We're going to do it again. The Neal Ruhl Get Right special, and the line moved this morning on it, and it only solidified me more in where I was at. And truth be told, I was waiting for this line move to get it right. Tonight, Saturday night, and technically it's Sunday morning, 12:30 a.m., San Jose State at Hawaii, the CBS Sports Network. Get your streaming package out there. It's going to be a late night for you, D-Mac. San Jose State at Hawaii. Now, last I saw, San Jose State was a 6.5-point favorite, but as you're looking at it here, I see a 7.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing.
So am I taking the points?
I want you
the points?
to take San Jose State. See what the price is to buy that 0.5 point, to get it down to a 6.5.
Nice.
I love it at 6.5.
Okay.
6.5 is the number. San Jose State.
But would you advise, right, because this is the beauty, give them a little bit extra about why this is the bailout Neal Ruhl. So right now, if you can get it at 6.5, you don't even really need to buy it if you feel it's going to go, because you can wait. You can wait it out. But you're saying, just so Joique understands, like if the Bitcoin, if what Neal's saying is if it goes to that 0.5 point, is like you're waiting for one of the cryptos to move to that mark, because then you think it's going to, it tells you more. Right, so the beauty is the game's not tonight; it's Sunday.
Is that like the resistance point?
Absolutely.
Yes. What is it? Okay.
Yes. To Neal, and that's to the guy who stays up till all hours breaking down this game every week so that he can bring it to you guys.
So I'm
going to wait because I see it here at 7 and stuff.
If you guys want any information when it comes to betting, make sure you tap in with these guys. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. We're on live. You got Stick right there. Big D, we got to have a big weekend. We're bringing that in. We're live right now. They go all the people right there watching us live right now. We're on YouTube. Go to YouTube right now. We're going live. We're right here. Tap in. Woodward Sports, Big D Energy. Tap in.
San Jose State. That's the play. Saturday night into Sunday morning, 12:30 a.m. The game's on CBS Sports Network. You're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to work for it. But I got you.
Go for 3. Go for 3.
Going for 3 in a row. I'm gonna get you right. Take whatever you lost Saturday during the day. Let it ride.
Let it ride.
I got you.
Put the mortgage on.
Nick Starkel, quarterback, San Jose State, transfer from Texas A&M. He's the guy. Doesn't have a passing touchdown yet this year. He's gonna get right. He's gonna get right in the game.
Get right.
There you go, boys. There it is.
Gang.
I will be at the Monroe Pop Fest all day tomorrow. Come and see me. And then for all you DCFC people, I'm going to be popping some smoke with the boys and girls down in Hamtramck. Let's go.
Watch this.
Absolutely. D-Mac will be in the building.
What am I, a gray? I'm a gray.
Gray beard.
Gray beards.
Okay, gang.
Gray beard.
Gang.
TV20 in Detroit as well. I'll have the TV broadcast. This guy will be in the TV booth. There it is.
See you later.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We're live at Levels. Well, see you later.